right now, everything's very much in the realms of pro wrestling. And for like the best part of 2025, WWE have been telling us and telling all their fans, listen, wrestling isn't real. It's choreographed. It's scripted. It's predetermined. So there isn't any reason for us to get overly invested and get overly upset with some of these things, because guess what, guys? It's not real. 2025 brought us the heel turn of John Cena, something that I think fans had pretty much given up hope of seeing. Like, I think they were ready to see Cena go off into the sunset, and we never actually get this long-awaited, anticipated heel turn that we've wanted for so long. Now we have it, and there is so much debate on whether it's going well. Should John Cena just take his flowers and be a good guy and sail off into the sunset as a good guy? And kind of everyone debating what we have now on TV with this current iteration of John Cena. Now, we recently saw him defend the World Championship against Randy Orton. Those title defenses seemingly are coming in fast. He seemingly got R-Truth coming around the corner at Saturday Night Main Event. John Cena's biggest fan on the WWE roster has now been put through a table, and I don't think, fans are going to take particularly happy to that. R-Truth is probably one of the most beloved people on the WWE roster. So if we are going to get John Cena versus R-Truth at Saturday Night Main Event, I expect the atmosphere to be super in R-Truth's favor, despite John Cena being on this kind of seesaw of whether we are actually loving him and enjoying seeing him, and if he's doing a good job as a heel. Now, that's one of the main things I wanted to discuss today. Is John Cena doing a good job as a heel? Because like I said, it's at the center of every discussion around John Cena. Like, how is he doing? And do we buy it? Are his performances up to scratch? And there is a lot of opinion on it. But before I get there, and as well as I'm going to try and justify the real reason of his heel turn. Now, we know the real reason, and we know who spoilt it and who came out and kind of washed his hands of the whole situation. We know about all of that, but I'm going to try and give it some justification from what we've been seeing on TV, and maybe an angle that they can go from this point forward. Now, have I been enjoying John Cena's heel turn? One thing I have been enjoying is the promos. I think John Cena is proven in this final run how good of a talker, how good of a promo he is. And like I think I've said on this channel before, I'm not overly a John Cena guy. I can respect what the guy's done in the business, but he's just never really been my guy, especially since it was no longer the Doctor of Thugonomics. That was my guy. This guy, he's all right. So yeah, the promos have been really good, but they are coming off a bit cartoony. They are coming off a bit like I'm playing a heel. And I don't know, if fans on a wide scale are really believing it. Like, I'm not really believing it. He just feels like he's regurgitating words. But everything he's saying and how he's saying it is coming across great. I love it. I love the countdown of his dates, of how many dates he's got left. I think that is exceptional work. And that the fact that he's saying, I don't even have to wrestle, I just need to appear. Like, I just think that is so good. But I just genuinely think because, and maybe WWE ruined it here, WWE obviously let us know this is his retirement year, that he's done after this. I think it's even recently come out that his last match will be in Boston in December 2025. That's a home goodbye, a home state goodbye. So that's going to be a really emotional affair. Like, because we know all of this, I don't know if fans are allowing themselves to believe that John Cena's heel turn is genuine. And if fans may be even conflicted that I don't want to boo this guy. Like, I love him. He's been great for our business. He's great entertainment. All the stuff he's done, Make-A-Wish for the kids. Like, I don't really buy it, and I can't really get behind it. From that point of view, fans may not, want to give him the time of day in regards to this heel turn. Telling fans that it's the final run, you almost want to, hold the guy up and give him his flowers every time he comes out, which I think we've been seeing recently. And people just don't want to boo him. And I think these are kind of things that WWE can take into the future when it comes to booking retirement angles and things of that nature. Like, John Cena hasn't really done anything crazy dastardly. Yes, it was the Cody stuff, but then, that all really got unpacked and, exposed by The Rock. So now, what do people really believe in John Cena and what he's saying? I just feel like there are potholes in all of this. And if John Cena done something like, took the belt and went home and never came back, like, I feel like that could make more heel heat. If John Cena, like, denounced Make-A-Wish or something like that, I think so. But right now, everything's very much in the realms of pro wrestling. And for, like, the best part of 2025, WWE have been telling us and telling all their fans, listen, wrestling isn't real. It's choreographed. It's scripted. It's predetermined. So there isn't any reason for us to get overly invested and get overly upset with some of these things, because guess what, guys? It's not real. So like I said, we know the real reason as to John Cena's turn. However, this is the real reason John Cena turned, and this is my justification for it all. Let's go back to after Backlash. There are parts of the world that never saw this footage live on the programming. John Cena said his final word, came down from the turnbuckle with the championship. And as he was leaving the ring, the crowd started cheering him, saying, "Thank you, Cena." And there are pictures and footage of John Cena getting visibly emotional. A bit of a smile cracked through. Now, I think this could be interpreted as a bit of regret. This could be John Cena saying, what am I doing? I'm putting these people through a torrid time. I'm being a nasty person. But deep down, these people love me. I don't believe everything I was saying about pushing this crowd away and all of that kind of stuff. This crowd love me. These people love me. And the emotion of him retiring, it was showing. It was on his face. Either that or the adulation that the crowd were giving him. So maybe the heel turn particularly was a way of maybe preparing for retirement, pushing the fans away because he can't deal with, eventually by the end of this year, he has to make that separation with just being John Cena, the regular guy, no longer the pro wrestler and no longer performing in front of this crowd. It's almost like the heel turn is a false barrier that John Cena has to create to move away from the WWE and everything pro wrestling. So he turned on the fans so that they can give him a horrible last year. No one will be in his corner and it's easier to step away from it all. But as he's seeing now, it's not as easy as he thought and the emotion is getting to him. Now, the next step in this particular story is what we saw with R-Truth. R-Truth being one of his biggest supporters within the WWE. If John Cena annihilates R-Truth and the crowd give him absolute stick for it, almost making John Cena very, very guilty, we may see some further, development in his character arc as to, am I making the right decision here being a bad guy? Maybe we see John Cena go on to Money in the Bank to defend the title against CM Punk, because they should definitely do that. And we see John Cena escape with the world title, almost like CM Punk said he was going to do. And then the boos and the crowd, people online, they're making themselves heard, bring back our world title. And that gets to John Cena as well, saying that, this is a symbol of excellence within the WWE. Why am I taking it to myself? All of these small little things that are gonna pull at John Cena's conscience could effectively help him return to his babyface status. And then eventually when John Cena comes back to his senses, he grants Cody Rhodes a rematch after kind of cheating at WrestleMania, and Cody Rhodes wins back the WWE Championship. John Cena maybe has a few other feuds going towards the end of the year. Or maybe that is the final match, where he's kind of come to his senses. He gives Cody Rhodes the match in December in Boston, and he wins back the world title, Cody Rhodes that is, and then John Cena can get a nice farewell right at the end of this run in his hometown. I think WWE, through all of their endeavors and content they put out, especially this WWE Unreal that's meant to come out this summer, they're conditioning fans to know that, this stuff isn't real. These are human beings playing these roles. However, with John Cena, we're effectively seeing him try to play a role, but ultimately failing through his emotions and just not being able to create that barrier between the WWE universe, who has had his back for the best part of 25 years, and his reality, which is retiring very, very soon. Like I said, we all know this isn't the reason behind John Cena's heel turn. However, at this point, this is what I can see as really good justification for the heel turn. And, you know, let's make it into something good. Let's create a good story narrative from it, and then let John Cena go off into the sunset with his retirement as a good guy, which we all know John Cena is very much a good guy and not a hateable figure.